I am in a very high spirit today. Yeah, I think it's because it's raining outside. I've been waiting for some proper rain to hit my city, my country. That sounds so weird, but we've basically been having like a really dry summer. I know you can't see me, but you will be able to see me soon enough. I just need to find myself on the. Oh, I dropped my iPad. Wait a minute. Just give me a second here. If there's anyone in the stream, I'm just grabbing my iPad and opening up the chat so I can see if anyone's there. And it looks like Dean is there right now. There's one watching, so it should be you, Dean. And we also got Spunk12 here. Spunk12, that's a very interesting username. Now I'm gonna switch over to me so you can see me. And there I should be anyway. As I said, I'm in a very high spirit today. It's really, really pouring down outside. It's just lovely. I love it when it's raining like this. It's heavy, heavy, heavy rain. And if I weren't doing this live stream now, I would probably be outside in the darkness, covered in rain clothing type of clothes, and recording some rain sounds, basically. Yeah. So that's it. So today we're gonna do some tweaking with the modulation section inside Zeon here. And I've also got a few promo codes for Zeon to give away if there are people interested. I'm gonna make this into kind of a thing, but I'm gonna wait for a little bit more, people to join up before I go through the rules of the contest, that lottery thing for the codes for Zeon. But I've got 5 codes. 5 codes. So there's 5 codes I'm gonna give away. So stay tuned for that. I'm sorry, I'm a bit. I forgot to drink water the whole day, and now I'm like all dried up like a like a prune. My insides are like a prune. They're like a prune. My organs are decaying like prunes. So there are a few people joining up right now. We're just gonna wait a little bit more before I go through the rules for the Zeon giveaway thing. That's. Oh no, I forgot. There's this thing I was supposed to do for the stream. So maybe can I add that to the? How do I add that? That's a little bit dumb. Okay, I'll just have to post it in the comment section. You're supposed to have access to an email address, and I forgot to write that in. So in the description, that's kind of a bad thing to do, Jakob. That's either way. That's right. So. Hello and welcome to haQ. My name is Jakob. I'm your host, and you're watching a haQ live episode. We're gonna go through the modulation section, and I'm not gonna explain everything because there's just too much you can do with a modulation section such as this. The cool thing with Zeon is that it has things in it that most synthesizers don't when it comes to modulation matrices, like. Waldorf Navy is one of those synthesizers I use a lot. It's got a modulation matrix, also Thor, which are my main synthesizers. But Zeon offers quite some quite interesting modulation capabilities, actually. Oh, we got people from Israel, from the US, we got people from the UK too, right? I think Samuel said he was gonna be here too. He's from Sweden, like me. Just got a message from my girlfriend here, so I'm just gonna mute that. Right, okay. So what we're gonna start by doing is listening to this sound I've got loaded. Not much happening there. I hope you can read that. Read that? Can you hear that properly? Or do I need to turn this up? You just tell me if you can't hear it, well enough, and I'll just turn up the volume. So what we got right now is just like a saw waveform kind of thing, and there's really not much done with it. And the first thing we're going to do is to learn how to just make a wobble bass out of this. If you're not a beginner, please have patience with me. If you are a beginner, then you might want to know how to do this. And we're also going to modulate the speed of the wobble with an envelope. So the first thing we need to do is to go to the modulation section. And I know you probably can't see too well because this is a 720p resolution, but I'll say it out loud whatever I do. So it's yeah, you're gonna understand. So these are the input slots and these are the output slots, and then you have the amount knobs in between, and you can set them in either positive mode or negative mode. So in the middle they don't do anything. There's like no strength of the signal wherever you're taking it from or sending it to, and depending on what side you pull this knob on, it will either do things I call it a forward motion or a reverse forward motion. Reverse forward. You're gonna understand as soon as we get into this. So we have 8 slots and we can only see 4 at the time, but we switch over to the other like 4 slots by tapping these buttons down here. So we're gonna stay in the first 4, and in the first section we want an LFO controlling the filter basically. And if you don't know what an LFO is, if you're really like a beginner, then LFO is kind of like an oscillator, only it's working at a different speed. LFO stands for low frequency oscillator. So it's oscillating a signal, and it's got several different types of waveforms. So the waveform will look differently depending on how it looks. That's a good explanation, Jakob. So we're gonna use LFO number 2 and send that to filter cutoff. So we're basically taking this LFO, the signal from this one, and sending it to the cutoff knob right here. And I want to make the cutoff knob move. Now we're not going to see it, but it's going to happen under the hood. It's going to do that. So I'm going to pull up the strength full. And the reason why it's really slow right now, so we need to pull up on the speed. I'm just gonna do that so I can really hear it. I'm a sucker for sounds like these. The next thing we're going to do is to make sure that the rate triggers to a tempo. So we're just gonna press that little BPM thing there, and that way our speed of the LFO will be triggered according to the tempo. And what we want to do is to make the rate like jump up a bit in speed and then go down back to this speed again. And the best way to do that is with an envelope. So we're going to use the filter envelope right here and send that signal, the shape of it, to the rate of the LFO. Meaning we are now having, first we're controlling the filter cutoff with the LFO, and now we're going to control the speed with the filter envelope. So we're going to grab the envelope right here. Where is it? The filter envelope. It's right there. And then we're going to send that to the LFO2. Where is it? There. LFO2 frequency. And that's the speed of it. You hear that? So it goes like fast at the beginning, and then it goes back to slow again. And we can actually shape that's the time of that speed change happening with the envelope now. So we're gonna pull down on these. And right now we're setting the length of that speed change with the decay knob. Now, right now we're running the LFO to the filter cutoff, and we've got this amount knob turned all the way up. Now it's going to do the exact same thing when we turn it down, only in reverse. Now, if you're completely new to modulation, we could just switch out the filter cutoff, and instead of doing this to the filter cutoff, we could do it to something else. Let's see. Let's do it to the pulse width the pulse width. We're gonna modulate the pulse width of the square waveform. So we're gonna turn this up to a square waveform. Oh, I'm already loving this. And we want to move this knob. So we're going to switch out the filter cutoff, and we're going to send this signal from the LFO to the oscillator 1 PV, and that's the pulse width. You can see that at the waveform. We have the same movement now with the pulse width as we did with the LFO. It's going crazy. So let's switch back to the filter again, because I like that wobble. We got Doug Woods in the stream. Hello, Doug. Hello, Doug. Are you gonna stream on Sunday? You see, Doug usually streams on Sunday, I think, and I was gonna stream on Sunday too, but then I remembered that Doug is usually doing that, because tomorrow. So I'm streaming again tomorrow, because on the 24th, attaQ will turn 3 years on YouTube. So for 3 years, I've been doing this, not live streaming, but I've been doing tutorials on YouTube. And so I'll do the anniversary stream tomorrow. So there's going to be like a Q&A. So I might just tweak some sounds or do something, but mostly it's a Q&A. So if you want to know anything about the show, about me, then show up tomorrow, the same time as today, and ask me questions. And I'm also going to show you like some highlights out of the 3 years that I've been here on YouTube, showing some of my older, cringier stuff. Maybe some unreleased stuff, but I'm not promising that. So yeah, it's going to be a cool live stream tomorrow. Okay, so just a quick break. I want to give away 5 codes for Zeon. Now, what you have to do is this is where my problem comes in, because I haven't written down the email address you're supposed to email. But the thing is, if you go to the about me page, I don't have it there either. Okay, I'm gonna type it in. I'm gonna type it in here now. So I'm typing in the email address that you're supposed to use for this, because if you want to win a code, I have 5 of them for ZEON Synth, then what you have to do is to email this address coming up really, really soon. Where's the A thing with the elephant? Where's the elephant A? There it is. And then I just need to write, it's a Gmail address, Jakob, it's a Gmail. This is so well done. Let's see. And det ser rätt ut. Yeah, it looks right. Okay, I'm sending it. Okay, so if you look at the comment section, there's an email address there. If you want to win a code for Zeon, then email that address and tell me a crazy story. Really crazy. Put in some pseudoscience, whatever. Just tell me a crazy story and make it as if it really happened. The craziest 5 stories will win a code for Zeon, And make sure you're emailing me from an address that you're checking often, because I'm gonna email you that code if you win, and I'm gonna feature the 5 winners in a video, and of course I'm gonna feature 5 of the 5 best ones, but that didn't win a code. So there's gonna be like 10 features or something. So write me some crazy stuff. Just email that address, write some really crazy stuff, and hopefully you'll win a code for Zeon. I just thought that would be a fun way of giving it away. And also thank you so much, Jakob from BeepStreet, for sponsoring me with these codes for Zeon. The dude absolutely loves my videos. So he basically just sent me 5 new codes this morning, and I didn't even ask for them. So I'm really happy he did, so I could do this for you. Let's get back to the modulation thing. Or maybe you're just off writing emails now about some crazy pseudoscience stuff. That would be fun. How about a code for an app we don't already have? I'm hoping that there are people in the stream that don't have Zeon, and that they're watching for just to decide if they want it or not. That's what I've been hoping for. But I will of course, as I get them. Normally I do these lotteries on my Patreon. So usually my Patreons have access to that. I do these lotteries a few times a month. As soon as I have codes for a new app that I'm reviewing or something like that, I do giveaways there. It's not often that I give away codes on my regular channel like this, but I really wanted to do it with this live stream today. So yeah, I'm gonna think about that in the future, getting some codes for the app that I'm not displaying. Yeah, okay, I get your point. I get your point. Let's get back into the modulation stuff. Yeah, that's right, we were there. Now, the thing with Zeon is that it has some really awkward things you can do with it. For instance, if you look at the output, let's see here, what was it? Like in the output, you can actually send like modulation signals to each of the controls inside the filter, and also the envelopes. I'm talking about the envelope. So you could basically modulate the envelope amount, envelope attack, decay, sustain, and release with any type of other signal. You also have something called constant, and you have noise that you can use, which is awesome. So what we're going to do is we're just going to restart this by we do it like that, and then initialize, so it's all empty again. And what we're going to do is we're just going to choose the pink noise here and send that to the oscillator, to the first oscillator frequency. I love that, especially if you're sending it to like the filter. You'll get some really interesting dirt in there. Let's send it to the filter resonance. Ow! Ow! I need to turn my headphones down. Wow, that killed me. Whew! Ow! Christ! It's a very interesting way of adding noise into your sound without actually using the noise layer mix here. I just love that. Another thing that I didn't mention in my original video where I was reviewing Zeon is that, let's just remove these for now, is that I said that you had like 3 waveforms inside the synth, but it's not really just 3. It's not really just 3 waveforms. It's actually morphing between the waveforms. So it's interpolating between all of the waveforms. So if you look at this, it's not like it's switching over to one waveform when you do this. It actually mixes. It mixes from one to another and to the third one. So it's actually a mix of waveforms. Where's the constant? The constant is really nice. It sends a constant signal. It's just on, or it's just a constant signal. It doesn't change like an LFO. It changes constantly like that, and a filter envelope, it changes over time, but a constant just stay constant. So we can use this to yeah, what can we use it for? I had a really great idea before. It's absolutely lost. Where are my notes, Jakob? Where are my notes? I always have my notes now, because let's see here. Oh no. I've written down constant, and there's nothing there. That's okay. So okay, it doesn't really matter. The PV changes like all over the time. The pulse width always changes. So with a constant signal, you can keep it constant. I'm so lost now because I'm really off. Another cool thing you can do with the modulation section is that you can modulate slots. Okay, so let's say you have an LFO. Now the LFO doesn't have like a soft start. It doesn't have a fade in like some LFOs do in other synthesizers. So you can't really fade in or get a slope for the LFO before it actually starts moving stuff. But you can actually create that yourself with an LFO by modulating the slot where the LFO is in. I'll just show you. So if we have LFO2 and we send that to the cutoff, then we could take an envelope, let's see here, the filter envelope, and just send it to modulation source 1, and that now the filter envelope is going to affect this knob. So now we have like a fade in for the LFO, which is awesome. Come on, reset. I wasn't doing this right. Why am I not getting this to work now? That's just affecting the filter. I did this before. Am I doing something wrong? Samuel, are you spotting anything I'm doing wrong here? This is supposed to work. What a great stream, Jakob. Too fast decay time. Thank you. Oh, I forgot the attack time too. Oh, this is so annoying. I sat before and kind of cleaned up my iPad because it's full of videos and stuff. I'm working on this video with synthesizer comparisons, and so I had to delete a lot of things. And the thing is, I had a bank in Zeon with maybe 20 presets in it. I was working towards a goal of 64 presets before I could give them away. And when I deleted stuff, I accidentally deleted Zeon. And no, I didn't back up my bank or anything. I didn't think I was going to delete Zeon. So I did, and then I had to install it. So all my sounds are gone. And I had a sound saved before. Now I can't figure out why I can't make this work properly. MGO is asking me if I'm on iOS 11. No, you won't see me on iOS 11 until 4 months has passed. I never ever update to a new iOS, because iOS, whenever something new comes out, there's always so many reports, conflicting reports. It's not working for this one, it's working for this one. I've prematurely updated to an iOS once before, and that also broke like half of the video apps I was using at the time. And it took 2 weeks for it to work, so I had to do everything on my iPad mini 1 back then, and it was just a really big mess. And so I don't want to mess with my stuff. Usually after 4 months, iOS is usually stable enough for an install. But I just updated all of my devices to iOS 10.3.3. Okay, I did that like 2 days ago or something. So I won't get on iOS 11. I don't care how many people tells me it works. I also see the ones who says it doesn't work. I don't want to risk it. I'm trying to produce stuff for my channel, so no. If you want to do that and you've got several devices, then use one of the other ones. Don't use your main device, because something will happen. And I've also seen a lot of the features inside iOS 11, and I'm not impressed. So yeah, and the screen recording only works for some people. Some people are telling me that, hey, the frame rate it's crap, while others are telling me, hey, there's nothing wrong with the frame rate. Conflicting reports. How do I base anything on information like that? I can't. So I'd rather just stay away from it until you can never know it's safe. Never. Dean is asking me, how about the new LumaFusion update? Didn't update yet because I heard people are having problems. Yeah, a lot of people are having problems, Dean. 2 people have told me that they didn't have any problems. But I spoke to Henny the Business yesterday, and he told me that he's on iOS 11. He's using the new LumaFusion update, and he had to, like, LumaFusion crashed on him when he tried to make his new video, which you should all go and see if you don't know about Henny the Business. His channel is great. He's making some really great content. And if you go there, tell him I sent you. Tell him I sent you. But he was having a lot of problems with that. Is that a clown, MGO? That's a clown, isn't it? I thought it was a cow first, but that's a clown. That's clearly a clown. I kind of lost myself, everyone. I lost myself completely. I have no idea what I'm doing right now. I guess that's the way it should be. Right. So I'll show you what I like so much about Zeon. What I really like about Zeon. We're going to start out fresh, and I'll just show you what I love. This is one of my most favorite synthesizers now, together with Nave, together with Unique and Thor. I have a few other ones, but it's just there's something about BeepStreet apps just cuts right into me in the right way. So let's try to make like a pad thing here. And we're going to use an LFO1, and send that to the, where is it? The pulse width of oscillator 1. Ow, 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 that was loud. it's sounding rather fat already. So the only thing I'm doing, I'm using LFO 1 to modulate the oscillator 1 pulse width, and I'm going to do the same with the second oscillator here. I'm just going to turn down oscillator 1. And I'm going to modulate this one the other way. I'm sorry to hear that, dog. Dog, not dog. I'm sorry to hear that, dog. That LumaFusion is unusable for you right now. That's why I don't update. I mean, I produce all my content on these devices. Back in the days, I only used the iPhone to edit on. Now I use the iPad Pro. I can't afford having anything break. So whenever a new iOS comes out, I'd never ever update to anything new. And same thing with new app updates. I usually check to see, because there's always going to be someone jumping on it instantly. And I know from experience that that's a bad thing to do. So I usually check and I see that people are having problems. So I wait, and after a month an update comes and it's okay, and then I update. Let's turn on the vintage mode. Right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to copy layer 1 to layer 2, turn off this layer, go into the next layer, and now we have the same sounds here. But what I want to do here is I want to switch out some of the modulation. So instead of modulating the pulse width, I want to modulate the wave selector, so it goes back and forth between saw wave and square waveform. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to switch that out to wave and oscillator wave. So now I'm using the LFOs to modulate the waveform selector. Only one is going that way and the other one is going to go that way. Sounds pretty sweet. Now what I want to do is I also want to modulate the mixer knobs here, so that the audio levels also changes. And I'm still going to use the same LFO 1, and this is how you run out of modulation space in the modulation matrix really quickly. I really wish there were more modulation slots, like 16 or something like that. Let's see here. We're gonna send that. No, let's send that to the panning. So let's pan these. Only we're gonna do them in cross panning. So this one this way and this one that way. And let's use LFO 2 for this. Sounds pretty cool. Now let's go into let's turn all of the layers on. And now I just want to let's see here if we have that. Where is it? I just want to find, let's see here if we can fix Should I do that? No, probably not. No, it doesn't matter. On with the poly mode and then turn down the amp a bit. It's a very, very fat sound. I just love that. There's so much happening with the sound, and it's mainly because Jarek has really been working hard on making this synthesizer sound really analog, and it really does. And I really like what he's done with the vintage oscillator mode, because the oscillators are drifting in pitch just that tiny bit they need to in order for it to sound not that synced. And then he's also put in modes for syncing it really hard. But this is like the strongest thing about Zeon, and it's not really much we're doing here. We aren't doing that much. We're using 2 modulation slots here. All I'm doing is modulating the pulse width on these oscillators, and in layer 2 I'm modulating the wave selector and then the panning, and then we put some reverb on there, and it sounds really fat. Now I'm wondering what this would sound like in unison mode. Yeah, it sounds really sick. Can we assign an LFO to the 1 mix 2 knob? I don't think you can. I don't think you can. Mix oscillator 1, mix oscillator 2. I don't think we can do it to the mix knob there. Yeah, that would be awesome. Let's see here. Mixer input. Mixer input. That's probably, let's see what that does. Let's turn off this. Let's turn off the effects. Oh, I love that. Just an effects. You can turn off the effects on the first page like that. That's not doing anything. So that's probably, what's that for, by the way? Let's put a constant there. Okay, so that doesn't do anything. Samuel, what is that supposed to do? Come on. Doesn't it do anything? Let's put the oscillator there. Oh, that's modulating the mixer input. That's interesting. Hey, we got Jarek in the stream. I didn't see that. You can turn off keyboard tracking. Subtract CV from OSC. Oh, yeah, I saw that Samuel was asking this. Was it in the AudioBus forum you asked that, I think? Was wondering how you could turn off the keyboard tracking for the filter. Right. Nice to see you here, Jarek. I'm so completely lost right now. So let's do this again. Let's just scratch it up again. I just love. Why didn't I save that? Why didn't I just save that? I mean, I've already mashed all of my previous presets by deleting the app. I can't believe that. Man, that sounds great. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. We got a shark up here. Yeah, look at that. That's, you should call it shark wave. It sounds absolutely crazy. Okay, so let's add more grit into this, and we're gonna use white noise and send that to the oscillator. Oh. Now, wouldn't it be cool if we could do that? Make it move like that. That would be cool. So let's do that. We're gonna use the filter envelope to modulate the knob in this slot. So let's add the filter envelope right there. And so we're gonna add strength to this. Am I using the filter? I haven't sent it anywhere. I'm supposed to send that to slot number 1, like that. Whoa, okay. Yeah, that's how you do it. Let's add the filter envelope again to let's see here, filter envelope, and then we can send that to, where is it? The filter tone. So that's a little bit softer now. Yeah, that sounds dirty. And we're only using one layer right now, so maybe we could add something more to this. Let's turn off this layer and go into the second layer and turn it on. Turn up the oscillators a little bit. But I don't want it to sound like a normal oscillator. I just want it to sound crazy. So let's do that. Let's add, let's do some FM synthesis here. So we're going to use oscillator 1 and send that to Where can I send that? Can I send? Oh, I wanted to send it there. Oscillate. Wait. Oscillator 2, and send that to oscillator 1 frequency. So now we're sending the frequency from oscillator 2 to oscillator 1, and this is basically FM synthesis. So it's frequency modulation. Just now, is this gonna be in the same pitch as the other one? No. So let's try to get it there. We have to make the frequencies be harmonically like close to each other now. I just love this. Ooh, that's the problem when you're doing FM synthesis like this, because pitch is gonna drift away, and then you're gonna get these crazy blurry things. So you have 1 or 2 or 3 keys sounding good, and the rest of them sounds like gibberish. I mean, that's a sick sound. I guess we could sample that. That sounds absolutely crazy. Wow, that was loud. That was loud. It's exponential FM, so it gets out of tune, exactly. Is the sound going through? Someone is saying that the YouTube audio encoder is struggling to keep up with all the frequency modulation. Is anyone else having problems with the audio? Please tell me. Okay, I'm saving that sound. That's going into my bank. That's going into my bank. attaQ, and let's save this preset. And we'll call this swamp bass. And that basically means mushroom bass in Swedish. It's a phrase that we say, don't we, Samuel? Don't we say that? Swamp bass. That's like a thing here in Sweden. Yeah, lots of swamp bass here. It's something we listen to a lot when in the morning, when you need to go to the bathroom, you know, the regular stuff. When you brush your teeth, you have some swamp bass in your ears, and you're just feeling like, man, I could do anything today. Again, just to reiterate something I said earlier, if you want to win a code for Zeon, if there's anyone that doesn't have Zeon that is watching right now, then you should email me the craziest story that you can, you know, anything you can come up with. A crazy story. Tell it as if it was true, and send it to this email address that's gonna pop up inside the comments section right here. There we go. There's the email. You send me the craziest story. Tell me some really crazy shit, like pseudoscience, anything, and make it as if it was real. The best stories, the 5 best stories, each get a code for Zeon, and 5 of the best stories that will be on the losing side, I will feature you in a future video, together with the winners, of course. At least the stories, because I think that's gonna be great. So whatever creative thing is going on is yeah, I think I made myself clear. I'm just gonna do what I normally do. Uh-oh, I can't find my cloth. Where's my cloth? No. Ah, I found it. I found it. I haven't wiped off my screen for a while. Is anything like, is this making any sense? See, I had this idea. I had a vision before today. I was preparing all day. I was sitting with Zeon. Accidentally deleted Zeon, installed it again, lost all my patches. But I had this vision of like, yeah, I'm gonna do a great live stream. I'm gonna make it so informative. And right now it feels like I'm all over the place, and it's like I'm walking through syrup. It's a bit, you know. Have you ever done that? I'm betting you haven't. I mean that, yeah, that's a lot of syrup you have to get, and you probably need a pool to put it all in. Which I don't have a pool. I'm thinking maybe not many of you have a pool either. You might have a bathtub, but it's still gonna take like a loads amounts of liters just to fill up the bathtub with syrup. So that's not a project I would do myself. Maybe some of you would, but nah, I don't think so. But that's what it feels like right now. It didn't make any sense, I know. So let's we've already saved this, and I'm gonna start from scratch again. I just love this. I've been spending a lot of time with Zeon lately, and it's mainly because of the sound of the thing. And Jarek, I so much want to be able to save the sequences here. I'm just saying. I know it's gonna be a pain for you if you're still here. I know it's gonna be a pain for you to do. It's gonna take time. But if it's on your list, you know, that would be a good thing. So let's have a look at all the modulation stuffs we have in here. Okay, so we have the LFO. I've been using that quite a lot. We can also use the envelopes, both the envelope and filter envelope in the inputs. We can use the oscillators and do like FM synthesis. We have noise that we can send, constant, and keyboard. So if we put the keyboard in one of the input slots, then the position of the keys you press are going to control whatever you want to control. Then we have the controllers here, a voice number, which is awesome. So the number of keys you basically press down, I think it is. Jarek, I think that is. And modulation wheel, velocity, and aftertouch. Now, I absolutely loathe velocity. I do not like velocity at all, simply because I don't play that well. Usually all of my patches inside every synthesizer that I've ever visited, if there's a way of turning off velocity or just skipping it and just running all of the keys at the highest velocity, then I always do that. Just don't use that. And same thing with aftertouch. I'm not a keyboard player like Doug Woods, so yeah, that's yeah. And in the outputs, this is so crazy because we can actually modulate all of the amounts for all of the slots. So we can do some really crazy stuff. Let's do something really insane here. Let's make an ever-evolving LFO, like have it change completely in speed over time. Let's do a crazy modulation thing here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to send the LFO to something that will make us. Let's see here. Let's send that to the oscillator. Oh, I'm doing the wrong way. LFO1 is going to be sent to the oscillator. Okay, so now we're basically going to be affecting the pitch of the first oscillator. I especially like that lower part. It I got a great tutorial on how to make synth thoughts with Thor or any kind of synthesizer where you can route stuff to the filters. And I'm making some pretty real sounding thoughts in that episode. Now let's grab LFO2 and send that to control the speed of LFO1, that is controlling the pitch of oscillator 1. So LFO2, where do we have it? Huh? No. Oh, there it is. Can't we do that? Can't we do that? We can't do that. Can't do that. That's something. Can't we do that? Haven't I done that? I probably haven't, because I can't. Jarek, that would be a good thing. Wait. We should do it like this. We can control the speed of LFO2. So we're going to use LFO2 up here. And then use LFO1, and then we can modulate the frequency of LFO2. That sounds pretty cool, doesn't it? Let's make it even more interesting. Let's choose a sample and hold. Is that a sample and hold? And let's choose this one to be a sample and hold too. Jarek, I broke the synth. I was doing some heavy shit there. I broke the synth. Come on, man. Let's just start over. LFO2 to frequency. Let's see if we can recreate that. Oh, that's deep. See you later, Doug. Hopefully I'll be able to join you on Sunday for the stream. Okay, let's put that through some effect. Oh, you're fixing it, Jarek. That sounds absolutely mad. Now, we're only using one oscillator, so we could just keep on doing this. But I'm going to save this. I'm going to save this just in case. You never know. You never know. So I'm just going to save this as a crazy boot. That's another thing we have in Sweden. Galen stuvel. Samuel can confirm. A galen stuvel is crazy boot in Swedish. By the way, if there's anything you want to know how to say in Swedish, then just ask me, because I'd love to help you with that. Let's add a little bit more stuff here. Let's pull down on the That's crazy. That's crazy what we got here right now. Let's keep on modulating here. So I'm gonna modulate the pulse width for oscillator 2 with LFO 1 again. We're just using the LFOs here, and send that to the pulse width for oscillator 2. Let's use LFO 1 to modulate the oscillator 2 wave selector 2. And since we're already doing all of this crazy stuff, changing the tempo on LFO 2 with LFO 1, and now that the same pattern is now repeating itself on the oscillator. Let's go to mod slots 5 and 8 and use the same LFO and send that to the frequency to the filter cutoff. And so now we're controlling the same crazy tempo changes is now going to control this knob, the cutoff knob on the filter. There's a lot of stuff happening in our patch right now. Let's switch off to this filter. Ooh. This sounds absolutely crazy. I don't know what to call this patch, but I called it crazy, didn't I? Crazy boot, save preset. Yeah, crazy boot. Let's call that an effects. Save that, overwrite that. Right. I'm so lost into the sound now. This is the problem with synth streams. I just end up forgetting that there's actually people watching me. I'm so sorry about that. I just can't help myself. As soon as I start tweaking sounds, I'm just lost. I'm sure that happens to some of you too, right? Yeah. Well, there's more people watching now, so I'll say this for the last time, that if you want to win a code for Zeon, I got 5 codes for Zeon to give away, then you should email this address that's coming up right now. I was stupid enough, I didn't add this to the description box before I started streaming. I don't know why. Usually I do, but I didn't this time, probably because I was thinking of something else. But there's the email address. Send me the craziest story, and it's not supposed to be true, but you have to make it sound as if it's true. It can be anything. Mix all kinds of stuff in there. It could be a ghost story. Just tell me the craziest stuff you can, and make it seem as it is real. Was as if it was something that happened to you. The 5 top craziest stories will win a code for ZEON Synth. I'm gonna be sending out the codes tomorrow at evening time after my stream, because I'm gonna stream tomorrow. It's the 3rd anniversary. That's good. Anniversary, 3rd year on YouTube with haQ, doing this stuff. Not live streaming, but doing the tutorials. But it's actually more 4 years, because I used to run a blog before I started making the videos for YouTube. So I did that for a year before I did the YouTube stuff. But on YouTube, I've been here for 3 years, and I've made almost 600 videos now on the topic of mobile music making. The channel, like, recently went over 7,000 subscribers, which is pretty sick. I actually really did not expect that, because I just didn't. When I started out, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be so happy when I reach like 500 subscribers. That's gonna be amazing. And that took quite some time before I hit that. It took a lot of time. So 7,000 is awesome. 600 videos soon. Yeah, I better up my game so I can get over that 600 mark. Doug Woods just celebrated doing 1,000 videos. He's done 1,000 videos on his channel. That's just insane. That's amazing. Yeah, my pleasure, Jarek. I love crashing your app. I love it. I know you're gonna fix this, Jarek. I know you're gonna fix this. So, since I'm so off topic, I'm gonna be making more live streams with Zeon, because I just love working with Zeon. So expect another crazy stream like this. Initialize. I'm gonna make one more sound, and that's gonna be the last sound I make. I hope you do show up tomorrow for the celebration of the 3 years on haQ. Let's do this. So in the modulation slot, I am gonna send I'm gonna bring the white noise, and I'm gonna send that to the amplifier, and then I'm just sending the noise right out there. Now let's grab some more pink noise, and let's modulate LFO2 frequency with it, and send LFO2 frequency and control the amplifier. Yeah, that sounds crazy. And then let's use LFO1 to create kind of a pumping effect. LFO1 to the amplifier. Oh, I'm already doing that with the LFO2. Let's send LFO1 to the filter instead. Filter cutoff. And I wanna just change the speed of LFO1 so that we don't have the same pumping, because it's gonna become really boring really fast. So go to mod slots 1 and 4 and use LFO2. No, I'm thinking the wrong way. Again, I need to rethink this. So you can't modulate LFO1, the speed of that one, but you can modulate the speed of LFO2. So I'm gonna have to switch it up here. So I'm gonna send this to, I'm already sending this to, I'm so lost. One more time, Jacob. One more time. We began from the beginning. From the beginning was time. Noise, pink noise, to the amp. Let's add more noise. I just want a bunch of noise here. Let's use white noise too. Send that to the amp. And let's grab the hiss and send that to the amp. Right, okay, so far so good. And now we're gonna use LFO2 to control the filter cutoff. Wait. It's starting to sound really crazy. And now we're going to use LFO1 to change the speed of LFO2. I think I'm on the right track here now. Yeah, that sounds pretty crazy. And we're only using one oscillator now, and then we have a bunch of noise on it. Samuel Lindemann says that sounds like riktigt lös brak skit. I'm really sorry, but I don't want to translate for you now. It's got something to do with something that comes out of your bum anyway. And he's right, it sounds like that. What have we created here? Let's add some delay to that. That sounds pretty good. let's try to play that. I'm randomizing the LFO speeds. Ooh, that sounds really wet. I'm sorry, this is the second time one of my streams turned into some kind of a fart sound tutorial. We should pan? Yeah, we should pan this. Let's do that. Let's use LFO2 to go to the panning. Wrong. Oh. Ooh, I don't even know what that is. Jarek, I don't know what you did to make the oscilloscope to look this smooth. How many frames per second is that? That's so smooth. Sometimes it sounds like I don't know how to say that in Swedish, but in Swedish I know how to say tändkulemotor. It's like an engine with a big ball on it that you have to heat up with a torch to make it run, and then it starts going like flop 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 flop. It's a steamer thing. I think we call it tändkulemotor here in Sweden. I love those things. Yeah. It kind of sounds like a Harley. A Harley with a variable LFO attached to it. What's up, Verdrath? Verdrath? How? I don't even know how to pronounce that. Yeah, okay. That is the last sound I'm gonna make today. I don't know how much anyone would learn from this. I think, yeah, I'm gonna do that. So what I'm doing right now, I'm writing up in my to-do list to make a proper video for ZEON Mod Matrix. See right there, ZEON Mod Matrix haQ episode. That way I'm gonna make like a 15-minute video or something where I'm really going through each and everything you can do with it, because this stream was just all over the place. We did create some cool sounds, but it's not like I really explained it really well. So I hope you had fun watching it anyways. I hope to see some cool crazy stories in my inbox, so I can send out some codes. I got 5 of them. It's gonna be really interesting to see what people come up with. If you have any questions, then please feel free to ask me. Otherwise, tomorrow I will be live streaming again at the same time, 21 100 hours UTC +1, so it's the same time as today when this one started. And it's just going to be a Q&A. Hello, Lynn. Hello, Lynn. It's going to be a Q&A tomorrow. So ask me anything about haQ. I've been here 3 years, and I'm planning on being here for longer. If YouTube doesn't, you know, YouTube isn't a safe place to be. That sounded weird. No, it's not like you're gonna safe. YouTube isn't a safe bet for building something, because they change their stuff all the time, and they don't really talk to people. They don't have to, basically. And the way that they run things makes me feel uncertain. I can't even. I am not in any way relying on ads, even though I have them. I hardly make any money from ads on YouTube. And sometimes I get messages from YouTube where a few of my videos have been demonetized for some reason, and I don't understand, because my videos are like really inoffensive. I rarely swear. I've swore sometimes in my live streams, but you watch my videos, you know there's nothing strange in them. But I have the weirdest videos getting demonetized, and then I have to refile, just send them like, yeah, this should be monetized, and usually it goes through. But there are actually 10 videos now that I haven't been able to monetize for some reason, and it's not like they tell you why. There's no swearing in it. There's no nothing. It's just an algorithm just ganking your videos for some reason. I don't know why. So yeah, I am looking for other channels or other formats to expand to. I'm already doing it with Twitter and stuff like that, but I want my own website to put the videos on, so you just always have the videos there if for some reason something happened to YouTube. You never know. Is there anything else? Yeah. So, yeah, I can't find anything. So if you have any questions, just ask me. I'm really annoyed at myself. For anyone that might be watching now that hasn't been here before, or when I told him I had 20 presets or something, I accidentally deleted Zeon when I was cleaning up stuff on my iPad. And so those presets are gone, and I probably spent, well, many hours on them. That's just the way it is. That at least it's a good start with sounds that are created today. That's awesome. YouTube censoring probably by computer. Yeah, I agree, Lynn. I'm thinking there's just some algorithm just doing that. It's just going over videos. It doesn't really care what it is. Some channels are being hit harder because they actually do make some content that that are a bit more crazy. I used to look at this guy called iDubbbz. He makes some crazy stuff. I mean, there's a lot of swearing and other things in his videos, and so naturally he gets demonetized by the algorithm. But then there are channels like myself, the people I talk to, you know, behind the scenes, that get their videos demonetized, and there's nothing strange with their videos, so it has to be an algorithm just going blindly and doing stuff like that. Middle Map Music, how you been? This sounds like Magellan. Oh, I've been good. Does it sound like Magellan? Yeah, maybe it does. Magellan is also another one of those powerhouses. It's been there forever. It's a veteran in app years, basically. Ed Totman says, great show. Thank you, Ed. Thank you. And thank you, Jarek, for being here. Thank you so much for being here in the stream. Thank you for being here when I broke your synthesizer. Sing a Swedish song. I can't. Bissan Lull. I don't even know the lyrics for that one, Samuel. My mother used to sing it for me. but that was ages ago. You know what? You know what? I'm gonna do that instead. I'm gonna make a video where I sing a Swedish song. I'm not gonna do it now because I can't find. There's this one song that my mother used to sing to me when I was younger. It's not the Bissan Lull. The Bissan Lull is. Haven't I already sung that one? No, I haven't. Yes, I did, didn't I? I did this episode with troll music back in the days. You could probably find that if you look for it. If you type like haQ troll, TROLL, haQ troll. I am singing in Swedish there. I can't remember now. That's so bizarre. Middle Map Music asks, how do you like iOS 11? Yeah, I don't like iOS 11 that much, and I haven't updated it, so I can't really say that I don't like it because I've used it. I had a look at it, and I never ever update to new iOS as soon as they come out because I'm afraid that it will mess up my stuff. I only use iPads and iPhones to produce all of my content. Everything within my content has been produced with these devices. So whenever a new iOS hits, something breaks. And usually graphic apps break. Camera apps, video editor apps. I can't have that. So I always wait 4 months before I update. And I always suggest to people, if they want to update, don't do it on their main device. Hello, Taz. Yeah, you're pretty late now. My keyboard's all split in two right now. I can't fix it. It's like Mac OS Sierra. Everything works for you, Middle Map Music, right? Yeah, well, that's the thing. I have people on this side telling me it works, and I have people on this side telling me it doesn't work. I'll wait 4 months before I update, and I'll see something. Yaroslav Jacek. Oh, Jarek, you want me to sing ABBA? That's like the last thing I would sing. The last thing. It's really not my cup of tea. I hardly even know any of their songs. My mother. That's the thing. When I was younger, my mother, she listened a lot to like music like Creedence and stuff like that. So I grew up with that. My father, he listened a lot to reggae music. My mother too. So I grew up with a lot of reggae music and a lot of Creedence in my home. That's some really nice influences to mix there. You got the Peter Tosh to go with the Creedence. Yeah, some Clearwater Revival with all that heavy weed-filled backdrops. But it all works, you know. It's just a nice mix of cultures coming together. Do something with the Latrine Kings. Latrine Kings. Samuel just made a joke. There's this band called Latin Kings here in Sweden. And they live here in Stockholm. Most of them, I think, are still here in Sweden. I think I've seen some of them. Not recently, but yeah, some time ago here in Stockholm. And he says latrine, and that's latrine is latrine. How do you spell that in English? Like Latrine. In Swedish we call it we spell it LATRIN. What did I say before that? Did I say Lartin? I asked for a Swedish song. Right, Jarek. So, thank you so much for joining my live stream. And as I said, I am going to be doing it tomorrow. A live stream again. Celebrating 3 years here. So, Jarek, yeah, I'll make it happen. Just not now. And I'll make sure that it will be a lullaby when it happens. Yeah, I'm gonna go now. Because it's getting late over here too, and my neighbors usually don't like it when people sit up talking loudly after 10, because I'm living in an apartment complex. At least they've stopped drilling the walls. So yeah, it's only been 3 years. It's only been 3 years. Renovation, going from renovation to renovation to renovation. They start renovating as soon as people move out. And the thing is that people get tired of the sound of the renovating, you know, next door, and then they move out, and so they start at that one. And so it's been going on for 3 years. 3 years, constantly banging, and sometimes up to 8 o'clock in the evening. We've had to go and complain. It's just insane. So it's nice being able to sit here without having any idiot doing that. Okay, so thank you so much for coming. I'll see you tomorrow, if I'll see you tomorrow, but I'll be here tomorrow at the same time, 2100 hours UTC +1. I hope you enjoyed yourself. As usual, I wish you a very productive week. Now go finger all of your stuff and have a lot of fun doing it. And now watch me as I look like an idiot when I'm trying to find the off button. Come on! No! Don't do that! Did I shut? Is it down? Is it down? No, it looks like the stream is still on. OBS, please. What? Why are you? No, don't do. Right. Okay. Bye-bye. Come